Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
I'm the mercenary, Flip Gordon. And I'm joining the USAssassin's team.
Yeah, this is USAssassin. They bout the action, ready to make it happen. Yeah, this is the elite government task force. Whole team is official. What more could you ask for? Yeah, this is USAssassin. You don't want drama. If they pull up, they blasting. Monsters of the graveyard shift. You ain't never seen a squad quite like this. We got Bazooka Dog, and he don't cut no slack. A dog with a giant bazooka on his back. Slither is a reptilian, alien. 3 snakes for a tongue. You don't wanna mess with him. Sensei Steel, who is so mysterious, martial artist and trainer, swift with the kicks. Zero Face is a bad guy turned good. The mercenary is a beast, get it understood. Takeout is a fast shooter, fast draw. Kirby is the Lone Ranger, but she hits hard. Lieutenant Rafe, second in command, yes indeed. Who's the brains of the team? A super ninja at the lead. Yeah, hey, this is USAssassin. Yeah, this is USAssassin. Let's go.
Oh, we're on. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. Hey, everybody, I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com. And wow, what a trailer. It's getting to be the coolest thing about crowdfunded comics now is the competition for who can get the most exciting trailer for their book. We have contenders here tonight with Mr. Mark Poulton. Mark, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, RJ. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here anytime. And he is joined by co-conspirator Mike McMahon. Hello, Mike.
Hi, everybody.
So you're going to draw while we're talking, huh?
I'm already done with this one.
That looks very cool. He's going up a wall there, it looks like, or is that just...
Yeah, it's a homage to G.I. Joe 21, the silent issue. Pretty sure that was my first G.I. Joe comic I ever got.
And USAssassin is a lot like G.I. Joe, except, if I recall correctly, there never was G.I. Joe on the team. There was the G.I. Joe action figures way back then.
Yeah.
Was it named after an older guy that they're like, we're going to honor him and call the whole team after him?
Yeah, so I think they ended up going back and making G.I. Joe named after Joe Colton, one of the he's considered the original Joe. At least like in the current continuity, that's how they did it.
I was just wondering because I was under the impression the first time around that USAssassin was this guy. And then I started thinking, well, it's the team. And then I'm seeing a team and a guy. So is the team USAssassin also, or?
Yeah, it's considered the Project USAssassin. Originally, it was just the guy, USAssassin, and he came from the Project USAssassin, where in Volume 2 we found out there was others besides him. And then at the end of 2, we realized we find out that the whole operation is being reinstated because there's a great threat graveyard shift that needs to be taken out.
Yes, they do. Yeah, take them out. You're allowed to. You're allowed to because you created that mess. So,
Yeah.
for everybody who's thinking, hey, John Malin's Graveyard Shift, which I was doing all the time because
There's another guy.
Yeah,
Yep.
there was another guy, and it was you.
Yeah.
So this is shaping up kind of like the Suicide Squad Justice League battle that we saw a few years back and didn't get to see on the screen.
Yeah. Except cooler.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, and I feel like I know the whole story. And I'm like, why do they waste so many opportunities? They talk about the Justice League, but Henry Cavill wouldn't have even had to shave his mustache this time because he could have just that big old star on his face the whole time.
There you go.
That's true.
Showed
That's
up
true.
to fight Starro, and there's Superman with a face hugger. And you're like, okay, this is why we brought in Bloodsport with the kryptonite bullet. But everyone would have been like, oh yeah, it really is connected. But
Yep. I'm still waiting for the Ayer cut of the first one. I really want to see that because just from what I've heard, what the story is about, it would have been such a great movie if the studio would have just left it alone.
Well, we got the Snyder cut, so maybe we'll get the Ayer cut, and then we can have the fight over which DC extended universe we get to have after that, the Snyder universe or the Ayer universe. And I still haven't seen the Snyder Justice League, so.
I saw it once. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I could sit through 4 hours again, but
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the thing. I don't have
it's
a week
worth
set
it.
aside.
I think it's worth it. I think we had to take breaks, the wife and I. We kind of broke it up into like 1 hour chunks.
Yeah, I watched it straight through, maybe with like a 15-minute break, just to like get food or whatever. But I really enjoyed the Snyder cut.
I think I would enjoy it because the trailer, is it all in black and white or is that just like the...
You can watch it in all in black and white. There's two versions. You can watch it in full color or black and white on HBO Max. They have both versions.
Yeah, and now I'm hearing people asking for like a blended version where you get to have the humor of the one and the seriousness of the other. So,
Please no.
there were humor parts in there that I did like, but I thought that they were out of place. Like, when Superman's just tried to kill the team upon resurrection, I could tell, okay, that's Snyder. And then, when he's like knocked on his ass, he's like, I changed my mind. I want to be dead again. Like,
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
It didn't mesh. It was a good moment, but it was jarring when set against the other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
How long of a movie would it take to tell the USAssassin story? I mean, let's get this thing on the screen. Let's think big now.
Yeah, no, definitely, man.
Absolutely.
The whole inspiration behind this series was a movie, one of my favorite films from the 80s, American Ninja. And when I pitched the idea to Mike, I was like, what would American Ninja be doing now if he was still active? It's kind of like our Dark Knight meets American Ninja, and that's how USAssassin was born. And then just as the series evolved, it turned into... Mike had a great idea to introduce a villain named Zero Face, who was kind of like the going to G.I. Joe, the Storm Shadow to USAssassin Snake Eyes. And that just got my mind racing because G.I. Joe's the comic that got me interested in reading comic books and wanting to make comic books. And I was like, oh, this takes us in a whole new direction because we can explore like the old Project USAssassin, and there can be others out there, and we can bring them all back and have a team and make it a team book and switch things up.
There have to be a lot of targets out there to have a whole team of assassins under government control. And we've already got questions about the campaign. BAP2 is in the chat saying, is it possible to add the collected edition as an add-on?
Yes.
So is that already set up?
Yep, I pretty much, I think I covered all of the bases. Everything's available as an add-on in case you see, not the perfect tier for you. Something's missing, you can just add it on.
Yeah, I think that's the way, I've said this before on many streams, I think that's the way it's going to go is stream campaigns are going to be set up with like, here's the book. This is what you came for. You want the book. Everything else will be an add-on, so you don't have to, do the math for 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 for however many different layers of tiers you need.
That's right.
It'll be very easy to get through at that point. And darn it, Bap, you disrailed my train of thought now because, okay, I was talking about enemies and how many people they've got to take out. I mean, what kind of missions do they have? Obviously, we're going to have graveyard shift. That's going to take a team. But
yeah. So that's the very first mission that this new team gets sent on. It takes place after the events of Graveyard Shift 2, which was the destruction of New York City. So there's definitely a high threat level. But future, Mike and I are already thinking the future, and we're kind of in this volume. We're also introducing through one of the spin-off books, The Mercenary, that there's a whole new threat out there, basically a supervillain team for them to fight against going forward.
Okay, so they are assassins, and the name implies that this is not we beat you up and arrest you and give you to the police.
Yeah.
Okay. They take care of threats that are beyond that point.
Yeah, because I play in that realm. I write an assassin myself. I get to write the Destroyer, the Remo Williams stuff. And I don't know if this happens to you guys, but it's like sometimes you get a bad guy who's just so good that you're like, oh, I could tell so many stories with him.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you have a recurring bad guy, then you have to stop calling your hero an assassin because he's not good at his job.
Well, so that's what happened with us. The first volume, the main villain, one of the main villains was Slither, the giant reptile guy, and my son created that character, and Mike and I we fell in love with the character. He's just so fun to, I think, for Mike to draw, but for me to write. Obviously, it's sentimental because my son created him, but we came up with a way that USAssassin kills him, but he can always just keep coming back just because of the way he's his DNA. He's like he can just regrow his limbs and stuff. Yeah. So, but after doing that in 2 volumes, we were like, well, he's so cool. He's just going to become part of the team, and it brings like a Suicide Squad aspect to it, where there's some guys who are doing this because they have no choice. Zero Face, the villain Mike thought up. He joins the team too because he's part of the original USAssassin project. So there's a couple unwilling participants. Zero Face is a little more reluctant, but Slither sort of like embraces this new hero role. He's going legit in his mind, and he loves it.
Yeah.
So what about infighting on the team then? Because it's like, yeah, you're the guy who killed me twice.
There'll be some of that probably, but
yeah. So that like Slither in both volumes, he was killed by Bazooka Dog, and so Slither's this big badass, but he is afraid of this dog. But they're gonna have a good bonding moment in this volume that I think is going to change the course of their relationship.
Yeah, and the cool thing about like where the idea of Slither bringing himself back together was from one of Mark and I's favorite movies, Monster Squad, where they blow up the Wolfman and you see the parts come back together. That's where that kind of came from for in Volume 1, where he pulls himself back together. I just thought it was like, everyone that is creating now, they take the stuff that they loved as a kid and they kind of like sprinkle it in, and that was that for me. But yeah, Slither is one of my favorite characters to draw just because he's big, hulking, and we're going to see a big beatdown between him and Mick the Monster Mayhew, which is my other favorite character in Mark's universe of goodies to draw. So it's going to be fun.
Do you write Slither with a sibilant S for all his words?
I really didn't. I didn't do that. It's like maybe occasionally he'll like put an emphasis on the S, but usually no. I tried to stay away from that.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how he talked with 3 snakes in his mouth anyway. But, I didn't
Blah, blah, blah.
yeah, your mouth's full, dude. Hello, the Canuck. Welcome to the chat. Glad you're here. We are talking with Mark and Mike about the 3rd U.S. Assassin book. So I was going to ask all kinds of things about what comes with this, but you know what? We can just look and see.
Yeah, there's lots to choose from.
Before I even start slowing down, hey, got it. Okay. Early on the show, we had our shake and bake moment this week. It just went up during the stream. Whenever that happens, we can we just say that, we got the help.
It's shake and bake, and I help.
So thank you to whoever backed that while we were here.
Awesome.
Now let's take a look at what we've got. 244 backers, dude. I can't wait to ship something that big.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So we're only in the 2nd week of our campaign, and we've already crushed the last U.S. Assassin's entire campaign with it being in demand. So yeah, the fans really came out and supported this book, and it looks like we got a bunch of new readers as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
It's really
I'm
awesome.
wondering, if there's carryover now from what happened in the Graveyard Shift book, because this is the events are spilling over.
Yeah, and when I did the secret tiers, I made sure to do a secret tier just for the Graveyard Shift backers to hopefully entice them to come over and check this out.
Yeah, and what I was looking for here was to see if you had the Graveyard Shift book as one of the add-ons or one of the extras in the tier, so that you say, hey, this is where this is all spilling out of, in case you don't know where we're coming from.
Unfortunately, there's just not enough stock of the Graveyard Shift books to offer them. But yeah, that would have been something. I mean, people have been asking me what's the correct reading order, but hopefully most of the readers are already on board with Graveyard Shift.
I just saw this picture close up. Is this Bazooka Dog now?
Yeah.
Okay, because I scrolled through this earlier and I saw the chibi Bazooka Dog, and like, oh, he's a dog carrying a bazooka. No, he's a dog who is a bazooka.
Yep.
Yeah, so originally he just has a bazooka that popped out of his back. I was like, well, they're going up against Graveyard Shift. He has to do something even cooler. So this is like his machine gun mode.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like Dynamite.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I mean, I think it was Mike who said he's just kind of like a Swiss Army knife of a dog.
Yeah.
He can turn into whatever you need him to.
Yeah. I kind of thought, since he's like a cyborg dog, I mean, he doesn't have to be a majority dog. So like in some of the volumes, you see like his back kind of open up and just a bunch of stuff pops out. So he's also a lot of fun to do, just because you can pretty much do anything with Bazooka Dog. And I made sure to save that double page spread. That was wasn't the last page of the book, and I normally go from page 1 to the last in order, but I knew that was going to be a lot of fun, so that was like my gift to myself to kind of treat myself for getting done with the book. So that was actually the last piece that I drew.
That is freaking awesome. He's a bazooka dog. I think this tops Sea Dog for what you guys do with dogs in this universe. In fact, are they even in the same universe?
They are, and you might see them meet up sooner than you think if you back this volume.
Okay, so I've got to start catching up on a lot of this stuff. If I backed everything that I wanted to read, I would be like on food stamps and running this out from the back of the YMCA.
Yeah, no, there's so many great books coming out. It's a great time to not only be a creator but be a fan.
So at some point, I guess the Graveyard Shift will get collected into a hardcover or paperback, and we'll be able to see the story of Graveyard Shift 2 spilling out here. But the fan pack that you've got here, this is a 125 featured pack. This is going to give you book 3, which is what you want. The black and white edition, which, if you are into the line art, which I am, is also a very cool thing to have. And then there's the collected edition. Now, the collected edition, what is that? Because I could say 1 and 2, but that might be too simple.
Yeah, no, it collects volumes 1 and 2. Takes out all like the extra stuff, like the pinups and stuff. It's just all story. And then, like you said, you get Matt Martin's cover to book 3, Mike's cover to book 3. You get the black and white edition of the book, and then you get the Mercenary Bazooka Dog flip book. Mercenary is one of the new characters we're introducing. He's actually a real life person. He's pro wrestler Flip Gordon, and we licensed him to be sort of like the Sergeant Slaughter of our team.
Cool. So he was the guy in the video.
Yep.
Doing the backflip into the bad guys.
Yeah.
Who were conveniently there to catch him rather than running away and letting him fall on his back. Cool. So you are getting 3 copies of book 3, 2 different covers and a black and white.
Yep.
Collected and the flip book. So that's a lot of book for $125. Are they signed or are they just
Yeah, so in the previous campaigns, I was just signing them, but Mike's actually going to fly out here, and he's going to sign all the books too.
Very cool. And it does say they're signed right there. If I would just, some people read the bullet points only, Mark, and that's me. But if you want to get just the book, just the Mike McMahon cover, and that's the one with the burning emblem of. This is cool. This is your U.S. Assassin and your Graveyard Shift together.
Yeah, I love that image that Mike did. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very cool. It lets you know right on the cover. Here's what you're coming in for. And I notice the cover doesn't say U.S. Assassin on it anywhere. Is that is this?
Yeah,
like
so that was by choice, just because we have the logo right there. I didn't want anything else. All the other versions will have the U.S. Assassin logo, but I just wanted that to be the split image.
It's perfect the way it is. How many pages is it? Because you probably just can put it on the spine and it's fine.
Yeah, it's going to be 54 pages. Just story wise, we'll probably add some pinups to make it. Yeah, Mike's showing off the T-shirt. It's a T-shirt as well, which you can get at graveyardshiftmerch.com.
Let me give you the. Oh, sweet Jesus!
Yeah,
that is a cool T-shirt.
So yeah, it's 54 pages of story, and we'll probably end up adding some pinups to fill out the back of the book.
All right, yeah, that might make it a little bit too thin to put something on the spine, I guess. But
no, we've been putting text on the spine for all the other books, and they're comparable size.
Okay, well then, you know best. You've done it before. You can also get the Matt Martin cover. Now I'm going to scroll down for this one because this one is the
Yeah.
This is the Madame Bathory cover for.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that's Lilith from Graveyard Shift, and she's taking a bloodbath, and she's holding U.S. Assassin's mask, and Matt Martin just killed it on this image. I told him like what I was thinking of, and he liked the idea and just knocked it out of the park. Fantastic.
Yeah. This is kind of like the stuff you would have seen on Avatar Press comics back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, very, very, very nice. This is the Not Safe for Work book. Don't take this one in and read it during your lunch hour. which I have been known to do on many occasions. And then you got the black and white cover, which is actually a different cover.
Yeah, so that cover is actually by Eric Weathers.
The letterer.
Who's that name? So who do we have on the black and white edition here?
So that's the mercenary, and he has Lilith from Graveyard Shift chained up.
Good. Kill them all. Get rid of them. No. This is all one huge superhero universe misunderstanding, isn't it?
I mean, the U.S. Assassin team has their orders, man. So they have to obey their orders. But even if Graveyard Shift are good guys.
Yeah, it's like okay. You know what? The Avengers just dropped a city out of the sky. Take them out.
Yep.
So what happens? And this is you can also get so if you don't care about what's happening now and you just want to see what happened before, fine.
Yeah.
But you can do that. You can get everything that happened up till now and not read now. $25. That's good though for a collected edition. I mean,
it's 2 volumes worth of story.
Yeah. Versus the 1 volume you're getting now. So, and this is so that'd be like 100 pages or more.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's going to be close to like 126 pages.
Yeah, that's a hell of a value.
I mean, that's a great thing of like being on the 3rd volume now. We have a back catalog of material that we can do reprints, and it costs us less to reprint old material. So
It's already done.
We can pass along the savings to the customers.
Yeah. And then you got the flip book here for the Mercenary and Bazooka Dog. This is a new book.
Yeah, so this is going to be standard comic size. It's going to be 20 pages. It's going to have a foil cover though. Huge 90s fan. I love shiny comics, so we're going to do a foil cover to it. Front of the book, Mercenary story by me and Mike McMahon. And then on the back of the book is going to be a Bazooka Dog story written by my son and I, me and my son, and drawn by Renzo Rodriguez.
Oh, he's very good too.
Yeah, I love Renzo, and Renzo told me he had a cartoony style he loves to draw in, and I was like, what? We need to do something with that. So we did this fun.
It's a foil cover, which side or both?
Both sides. Yep.
Oh, very nice. I never seen double foil. Now, why is this person riding an orca?
So he's so that's Sea Urchin. He's sort of the the Aquaman of Graveyard Shift. So he can control sea creatures, and he's kind of their king.
I love the name Sea Urchin because we know sea urchins are those little flowery things, but you also call children urchins, when they're like on the street and beg, please, I'd like some more. So instead of a king, I'm picturing now, he's just bigger from Atlantis that can just, he gets hired to help. But that's a very cool image, and obviously, it's the water guy against the guy with a jetpack.
That's right.
But leaping whales can ruin your day. I'm reminded. Remember that DC versus Marvel book they did? It's like some people won from Marvel and some people.
Oh yeah.
DC. That battle between Aquaman and Namor, and Namor's like, who's the king of the seas now? And he's got Aquaman on the ground, and suddenly this sperm whale just lands on Namor. Like, yeah, he's got a little bit extra over you there.
Yep.
So you're showing off all the cool one-on-one battle scenes here.
Yeah,
not all of them.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we showed I mean, it's the book is USAssassin versus Graveyard Shift, so I wanted to give everyone some of the matchups they're going to see.
Yeah, this is why this is going gangbusters, because people love crossovers and matchups like this. Now you can get here's the both covers for $50. Easy math, 25 and 25 is 50, folks, but you'll probably save on the shipping.
Yep.
Or you can get book 3 with the
Mike's cover. Yep, and the Mercenary book. So that'll be everything you need for the full story, because the Mercenary story actually it takes place before the events of USAssassin 3. So you see what the Mercenary is up to before the rest of the team goes on their mission. You see what he's what sort of he's up to.
I was going to ask if the story was tied in or if it, spun out of it.
Yep.
And then if you want here's your full USAssassin Monty. That's right. US. I keep stopping myself from saying USAssassin. I'm like, that's not.
So the cool thing about this tier, if you had signed up for our mailing list, I also made another secret tier for new readers. So if you're new to the story and you want to check everything out, you can get the collected edition and book 3 for $40.
This is why you always sign up for new campaigns on the sign-up sheet, even if you plan not to do it at the time, because you may change your mind.
Yeah, so that you're getting 3 volumes worth of material for $40.
This is me very interesting. Now, the T-shirt you said that's only available on your store. That's not like available as an add-on.
No, but I mean, you can go to graveyardshiftmerch.com, order it, and they ship them out pretty quick.
Yep.
I've been getting more than my share of T-shirts lately. I got the Miss Meow T-shirt most recently, so from appropriately enough, Merc magazine. So, and then the triple threat. That's all three covers. Get all three up $25. The 4-pack, of course, probably throws in the
collected edition.
Oh, the collected edition. Okay.
Yep.
And it's just it's first print set. Now this is interesting. So this is your U.S. Assassin 1 and 2.
Yeah, we still have some of the original books left. So for the collectors there that missed out and they need their first printings, this will do it for you.
Yeah, and you've only got 20 of them available. 4 of them have been claimed.
Yep.
So grab onto that, and then the collector's case. Ooh, now this is a lot. This is more than the featured tier one.
Yeah, so it's the collector's case with the magnetic closing. It has the mercenary G.I. Joe style artwork on the front, the logo on the spine, and then that's going to come with all the books from the campaign. Mike's cover to book 2, Mike's cover to book 3, Matt Martin's cover to book 3, the black and white edition, the collected edition, the mercenary Bazooka Dog flip book, and then we're adding a sixth book. It's going to be my script book for U.S. Assassin 3, but that's going to have a wraparound foil cover by Andrew Mangum, and then it's also going to come with a sketch from Mike and a print signed by the mercenary Flip Gordon.
Oh, very cool. Are you gonna? I know this is a little geeky cosplay thing going here, but are you gonna ever dress him up and do a photo cover?
That's something I've been thinking of. I would love to do that.
Because people love that.
Yeah.
Other people in chat. No, Pops. No, Marmalade cannot interview Mike and Mark about about assassins. No, it's not allowed. And bat on my face. Well,
Bat on My Face is a big U.S. Assassin fan.
Oh yeah.
Well, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, he owns most of my art.
And again, I got derailed by the chat because I was going to ask. Oh, Matt Martin. That's what. I don't know if it's the same Matt Martin. He'd have to be like really, really old if it was, because there was a Matt Martin in comics that drew a book called Nat Rat back in the late '80s, early '90s. Actually, just late '80s.
I don't know.
Vortex, and then he did Snowman, and then he did a bunch of stuff for Avatar.
Might have been him. Really might have been. But this was back in the day when, like, The Dark Knight, Frank Miller's thing had come out, and everybody was parodying it in the black and white glut.
Yeah.
But Nat Rat was the only one that was actually worthwhile. All of those. So, and Andrew is on your wall. I think you mean his artwork is on your wall, right? Yeah. I'm sure. We don't want to see Andrew crucified to Pops' wall during the next. I don't know if the whole Marmalade thing confused you guys or not, but we do have a new interviewer on our channel named Marmalade, and he's an orange fuzzy monster. And he handles a lot of the all ages stuff.
Nice.
And sometimes not, because he's only 9 years old, but he's kind of a wisecracking 9-year-old at times. If anybody's curious who Marmalade is, just check our channel. He's got his own playlist. He sort of took over real quick. and wow, the U.S. Assassin Steel Force drawn in tier. This thing, this is a catalog of stuff.
Yeah, I'll give you the rundown. So first, you see that steel case? That's an old military ammo case. It has the U.S. Assassin text on it. It has the date of the launch of the campaign. It says Steel Force. You're getting that case. It's going to be filled with all 6 books from the campaign, the book 3 books, the collected edition, the Mercenary Bazooka Dog flip book, my script book. It's going to come with the signed Mercenary Flip Gordon print. There's going to be a sketch from Mike. The sketch is going to be of you, because you're going to be drawn in as a character in Volume 4 as a member of Steel Force, which is Sensei Steel's new trainees. And so Mike's going to, since it's not until Volume 4, you're going to get that sketch to see what you're going to look like in the upcoming volume.
Okay, now Sensei Steel is part of the team.
Yep.
And is he going to like leave the team and create a new team, or?
Well, these are like the trainees that when you start out, you're not part of the team yet, but if you can graduate from the training squad, you can join the U.S. Assassins team.
You're the NXT to the main roster of WWE.
We only go out after the town destroying events and the city destroying events. When it's world shattering, then you get to go to.
Yep,
that's right.
So, I noticed one of the characters as the video was going by was a woman named Kirby, and you don't say Kirby in comics without making the obvious connection. So, is the connection that obvious?
Oh yeah. That's why I named her. I thought it. I also saw a movie once where there was a female character named Kirby, and I was like, oh, that's such an unusual name for a female. And Jack Kirby. I was like, oh, let's use that.
Yeah.
So what's her skill set?
So she's like the security detail. So she used to work for the president, so all my books are tied together. So we've mentioned like President Van Helsing before in the U.S. Assassin books.
Whoa!
So
That's
she's
a hell of a name to pick.
Yeah. So she used to work for him, his security detail. Realized the type of person she was working for, and went and joined the real good guys, because President Van Helsing turned out to be a werewolf, and
yeah.
Aren't they all? Yeah, they're different people at different times of the day. But she's not like when you talk about the U.S. Assassin program. That's not like the super soldier program where you get chemicals in your body and
no. Other than Slither, who's an alien, no one really has superpowers. They're just like trained to the highest ability.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's human level sort of, but just like your martial artists.
Yeah, world's greatest fighters, stuff like that. Kind of like how Batman is like, he did all his training to become the very best.
So what kind of obviously they're going up against graveyard shift. Are these known entities in your world, or are they like secret entities? And how do you, if they're secret, how do you keep them that way when they're handling such big, explosive public scenes?
Well, so with this volume, their first mission, it's sort of in an isolated area where Graveyard Shift has taken up their base. So there's really no witnesses to this this battle.
Yeah.
But
very little collateral damage.
Yeah, there's going to be upcoming volumes where I think their presence is going to be more well known.
Well, you got rid of New York City, so I guess everybody's looking in that direction right now.
Yeah.
So, and when you say you destroyed New York, are you talking about like you tore up Wall Street or something, or do you literally mean like it's a field?
No, I mean it's just like the Times Square area.
Oh, you're just cleaning it up.
Yeah.
That's all that was. Pop says they send in Mr. Wolf. Oh. No, he's the president. You can't. And your werewolf, that reminds me, this is a supernatural world too.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
so making your hero team, your U.S. Assassin team, all humans with, the exception of Slither, is really saying something about, why aren't we using all these supernatural characters, which I believe Graveyard Shift is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graveyard Shift, sort of Universal monsters mixed with the X-Men. And there's a flying dog superhero in our universe as well. So
Yeah.
He's just looking for Blue Falcon.
That's right.
So is the point then of U.S. Assassin because they don't trust these supernatural abilities?
Yes. So, like, after the events, the world still hasn't figured out what's going on at the end of Graveyard Shift 2. Like, there was reports that their president is a werewolf, but no one knows whether to believe that or not. They just know that these terrorists blew up the city, and the now acting president has executed an order to reinstate the U.S. Assassin program, send them after Graveyard Shift. So, in the pages of Graveyard Shift, everything becomes clear that the Graveyard Shift, are operating as good guys, but this takes place before all that, and this is just a big, your superhero misunderstanding, beat down, lots of, I describe it as a Michael Bay big summer blockbuster movie.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be lots of fun.
So you've got the you've done 1 and 2 as a compilation trade paperback.
Mm-hmm.
When you do the next compilation, are you looking at doing Graveyard Shift 2, U.S. Assassin 3 as like one book so you can read straight through it? Or are you going to keep the titles separate when they're collected?
No, I'll keep it separate. There's already a Graveyard Shift compilation, which is 1 and 2, which you can get through the previous Graveyard Shift campaigns, and it'll always be available whenever we do another Graveyard Shift campaign, because we want to keep all that material in print for whenever a new reader comes on. So I mean, there's a way for you to get all that and not have to pay the crazy prices that Graveyard Shift's going for on eBay.
Yeah, that's the other thing about these crowdfunded comics is that you find them on eBay for these crazy prices. As I guess there's why in the world is there a demand after the printing? Why wouldn't they come in when you could get it for $25?
There's always someone who misses out. Either they're like, oh, I'll back it next week, and then they miss it because the Graveyard Shift never goes in demand. Once the 60 days are up, it ends. So maybe there's someone out there who's always thinking, oh, I'll get it when it demands. Well, it's not in demand. Or they think, oh, I'll get it next paycheck, and the in-demand store's closed. So there's always someone who's missed out. And now, the books, since they are crowdfunded, they are pretty rare. So you're unfortunately you're paying collectors prices now. Yeah,
I mean, I know Ethan was just talking about this recently with Malin's last project, John Malin's last project, the Godlike one.
Mm-hmm.
Like hit the end of the campaign, and like no in demand, just flat out like.
So yeah. So I helped John out with like emails on that. He ended that by mistake. He actually got Indiegogo to reinstate it, but he was ending his 30-day campaign, and he went to extend it another 30 days. I'm still not clear what happened, but when he clicked the button, the campaign ended. So he had to wait the next day and email Indiegogo, and they reinstated it for him for another 30 days.
Whiskey was involved at some level.
I think there was a little drinking that night.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah. I just woke up to a bunch of emails like, oh, I wanted to back, but John ended the campaign. And I messaged John. I was like, "Did you mean to end the campaign? I thought it was going another 30 days." And then I watched the stream and realized what happened. I was like, "Never mind. I just watched it."
Now that's I don't know. You just said that you were emailing back and forth with him about the campaign. Is that also involved with the universe of all of this, or is that John's own thing?
So like John and I handle things separately. Like, if John ever wanted to do like Graveyard Shift Godlike, it could. Like Graveyard Shift has their base basically can hop through universes. So Godlike and Graveyard Shift could meet up. When I handle all of my books, I just have like Graveyard Shift as part of the universe.
That's the simplest way to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I dug the whole authority thing, but Comic Perch touched on this earlier this week about the whole multiverse kind of thing, the multiverse hopping. It was cool when DC did it.
Yeah.
It was once a year.
Yeah.
It was like the Justice League. But now it's like, nothing matters anymore because, like, oh no, we killed Superman. Well, that's okay. We've got another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll pull him from this timeline and leave that timeline without a Superman, but it's okay because we don't read that timeline. We'll put him into this timeline and we'll do it there. And yeah, you're right, George. I did going through this. There was no digital. Is that a regular thing that you guys don't do digital, or?
Yeah, no, I've never done digital for my campaigns. Maybe eventually we'll release stuff digital, but I don't know. I'm a physical book guy, and I like the holding the finished product in my hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know. I'm a physical book guy.
I'm the same way. I get plenty of digital books to, I get the review copies from some publishers before they come out, and it never formats to my screen perfectly. Even with PDFs, I'm like, okay, first of all, set it up so that the cover's on the right side of the screen, and then I get double page spreads at the right.
Yeah. Because
I used to get double page spreads where it's like, I'd get one half of it, and then I'd scroll up, and I'd get the other half of it with 2 pages on the other side. So you got to format your reader the correct way, and then you get people that get around it by making every page 2 pages. Then it doesn't work that way again. But I prefer holding the book, turning the pages, feeling it in my hands. It's
supposed to be a physical medium. I mean, that's.
Yeah, and I know that music has gone to digital. I know movies have gone to streaming, but something about comics is just resistant to making that leap. As much as people try to push it, you can make more money if you just went digital. Comics has got to go digital. No, it's a whole new art form if you have to take it digital, I think. Because I've read the comicsology stuff. I've seen people read the comicsology stuff. I don't have myself, and it's weird to have like panels fly at you and then fly back, and the next panel flies at you. No, that's not comics. If you're not filling in the gap of between the panels, if you're not writing the story in your head between what happened here to what happened here, it's not what comics does. It's not the art form. Yeah,
and I mean, and for me as a creator, not just creating the story. I like the whole creating the. Deciding what type of cover stock to use, what type of interior paper we're going to use, just designing the interior cover, the spine, stuff like that. Putting all that work and then getting the physical book in my hands is very rewarding.
Yeah, all of that's important. Yeah, if your dad can't snatch it out of your hands, roll it up, and smack you with it, it ain't a comic. There you go.
That's right.
What are you reading this for? Give it to me.
And also, like, if it was just digital, it almost doesn't feel like it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not a legitimate comic if you never have a physical version of it.
Yeah.
Because anything can exist on the internet.
Yeah, I can do something in Paint, save it as a PDF, and say, here you go. Technically, I've made a comic, but I agree, it's not real. So we've talked, back and forth a lot about, the mercenary Flip Gordon. How did you make this happen? I mean, do you guys know each other, or?
So we didn't. I'm a huge wrestling fan. And when we decided to take the book in a team direction, I wanted that Sergeant Slaughter type character for the team. I was familiar with Flip Gordon just because I am a fan, and I was like, oh, just his look, his attitude, he would be perfect for this team. So at the time, he had a Facebook fan page. So I messaged him, and I said, I told him about the project, what I was thinking, having him involved, and I figured I'd probably never hear back. And no, I heard back, maybe a half hour later saying, yeah, this is something I'd definitely like to be involved in. So I worked up an agreement, sent it over to him. He signed right away. He's been super enthusiastic about it. The day we launched, August 20th, he just so happened to be in Philadelphia wrestling for the Ring of Honor World title. He invited me and Mike out to be his guests. We watched him in the main event. After the match, as the crowd is leaving, he saw us because we were holding like mercenary signs from the comic book. He just hopped the rail, walked over to us in our seats. It was awesome. And Mike brought him some original artwork from the series. We have behind the scenes footage of that, like him just like geeking out over the artwork, telling us how like every day when we send him artwork, he shows it to his fiance and it's like Christmas for them. So he's super supportive, enthusiastic about it, and we're looking to make this like a long going relationship.
Well, that kind of explains how you got so many backers so quickly, because I bet he's putting that on his Facebook page.
He's that footage that you saw at the beginning of the trailer, he has his own YouTube channel, which he does like little mercenary shorts. So he's sharing it on his YouTube. He's sharing it on his website. He took a break from Twitter for a while. So he's coming back this month, and he'll be sharing it even more. So it'll be great.
Instagram's up.
Oh, his Instagram's back up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I Instagram does me no good because I can't put links in it.
Yeah.
They've got to make links work in there, and then Instagram will be a lot more of a.
I agree.
Cool. Now, are these matches that he's in televised matches, or are they just?
Yeah, so he wrestles for Ring of Honor, which is a weekly show. They're syndicated on like Sinclair network, but it's also available on Fight TV, which is a combat sports app, and you can watch it every week on that.
Well, has Ring of Honor been doing any sort of promotional saying, "Hey, did you know the Mercenary is going to be his own comic book character"?
No, they haven't shared it yet. But I mean, if you watch the pay-per-view, you'll see our signs and stuff on it because we were in attendance.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I can just imagine the reaction you might get in terms of new backers if they would just do that one time. And
I would love for them to do it. I've even they do a lot of their pay-per-views in Philadelphia. I would even love to, like, once the book is out, like, see if we could set up a booth at one of the events.
Yeah, because you could have the other books there, but just put the Mercenary book right up front and center. And people are like, oh yeah, you can still get and sign them.
Sorry, that's my kids in the background.
And this is more this is cool. The Mercenary's got his own winter gear as well.
Yeah, so well, we sort of our love of G.I. Joe is showing through, but issue 2 of G.I. Joe, which was like the super rare issue for some reason back in the 80s, but it has like Snake Eyes in a parka going through the snow. We wanted to recreate that.
The whole G.I. Joe thing, before it was a cartoon series, there were action figures.
Yeah.
How close are we to USAssassin action figures?
I'm trying. I've talked to some companies. Sometimes you think, someone seems like super excited about it, and then like trying to get a follow up. You never hear back from him again. But it's something I'm definitely, hoping to do eventually. I mean, my wife got me my own 3D printer, so maybe we'll even do just like little figurines just to start. Like even how cool would just little green army men of the U.S. Assassin team be?
That would be very cool. And you know what? The G.I. Joe figures weren't Todd McFarlane, Cyberfrog level of toys. They were just, little stand-up guys, and they were multi-jointed, and you could put guns in their hand. I think that would. I think these would be very cool if they were just G.I. Joe scale. Because then you could seamlessly put them in with the team.
Like that would be my dream to have them that like 3 3/4 inch sizes, the GI Joes.
I just saw new action figures today at Walmart from Marvel. I'm like, hey, they brought back the Secret Wars stuff. And I tweeted, and they're like, nope, they're actually smaller than the Secret Wars one. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So, and this is Renzo's cartoon style.
No, so actually so that's the cover to the Bazooka Dogs side of the story. That's actually drawn by me and inked by my son.
That's neat.
Yeah, but Renzo's page is underneath it to get an idea of what the interiors look like.
He's got a nuke in it. Yeah. Don't miss.
Yeah, but Renzo goes even more overboard with all the stuff coming out of Bazooka Dog's back. There's even a little hand holding a Slurpee. Yeah.
Oh my Lord, this is this is totally. I'm totally dynamiting on this.
Like one of my goals with this is eventually do enough Bazooka Dog short stories where we can do a collected edition and package it with a plush Bazooka Dog.
Oh, and you just if you could just squeeze the belly of it, and it up, and you let it go and it sinks back in. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
I don't know how you'd make. I don't know what the physics with that, but engineering. And what's he fighting against here? These ninja cats or something?
Yep. Yeah.
Red cats. He got boxing gloves on. This is awesome. This is the kind of and I imagine it's not quite so funny when you have him in the U.S. Assassin book.
Yeah, so I mean he's a fan favorite, and there is like humorous spots involved with him, just because the things that comes out of his back are can be ridiculous at times. But yeah, this is definitely more ha-ha and more appropriate for kids.
He really does have everything in there. There was a cartoon back when you guys weren't born called the Super Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
Okay, yeah. Well, you had the one guy with the really big fro.
Yeah.
Reach in there and pull out everything. Kind of reminds me of that.
I keep joking. Eventually, we'll write a scene where the kitchen sink comes out of his back.
Well, of course, of course. This is the cover to the collected edition. This is 1 and 2.
Yep. This cover is done by Aaron Alfeche from Jawbreakers and Graveyard Shift 3. So yeah, since he worked on Graveyard Shift, I thought it was a no-brainer to have him do something for U.S. Assassin.
Now, looking at the scale here, Slither really is a big guy.
Yeah. No, he's the muscle of the team. So I wanted him to be like Hulk over all the others.
And there's, of course, Bazooka Dog front and center, as he should be. And this is the cover to the collector's case. This is the
the
real American Ninja.
Yeah, so we went with the old school like G.I. Joe style toy box art for it. We did the same thing with the previous campaign, and that had U.S. Assassin. So I think each collector's case will have a different member of the team in that style artwork.
Oh, and of course, eventually you have the whole set.
Yeah. And then this is the wraparound cover to the script book, and that was drawn by Andrew Mangum.
Yeah, now we saw that as part of the other tiers there, but we didn't really talk about what the script book is. So this is, I'm guessing, literally what it says. This is what you typed up and sent off to the
Yep.
artist.
Yeah. No. I get a lot of questions on, what do your scripts look like? Have you ever thought of sharing them? And I was like, well, I've seen it done before. Let's see if people are interested in it. And it's also, even though it's only available on the main page as part of the collector's case or as part of the Steel Force case, it's available as an add-on with any purchase, and it's been really popular. So it's good to see.
Well, people who want to write comics want to see examples of the format. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to write a play. I'm going to pull out a play and I'm going to look what the format's like. But with comics, it's different, and it can go from from the level of something like hey Jack, Spider-Man's going to fight Doc Ock coming out of the bank, and there's your script. Or it can be Alan Moore. Page 1, panel 1, upper left corner. There's a spider turning a web. It's got 13 strands coming down. Just that hyper detailed kind of stuff. Where do you fall in between those two extremes with your scripts?
Not as detailed as Alan Moore, but there's definitely panel descriptions, dialogue. It's basically like the method I learned when I worked at DC, how they wanted a script to be formatted. That's how I continue doing my scripts going forward.
Okay, well then that's a very educational piece to pick up then for people who want to write
Yeah.
comics. It's not just your way, but it's an industry standard way.
Mm-hmm.
I think is an important element to stress for people on this if they want to learn how to write comics.
Yeah, no, and like when I first started working in comics, I worked with an artist who was like, "Oh, I don't need a script. Just give me like a summary of what happens, and I'll lay it out." But then you you work with other people who want it, everything broken down to panel by panel, and that's what I basically do. On all my other scripts, it's very rare that I work with. I know what Mike's working on.
I wanted to see. I saw that face coming out. I'm like, tell us what you're working on, Mike.
He's doing another G.I. Joe homage cover.
Yeah, this is one of Mark's favorite G.I. Joe covers, so I figured I'd make a USAssassin version of it.
We're going to continue this until all the G.I. Joe covers have been
homage. Yeah,
that's right.
Now, the steel cases here. Where did you get a hold of these steel cases at? You hit the Army surplus store and.
So, like, one of the things I just do is I just scour the internet looking for stuff I can use in my campaigns. And so I was just searching customized military items, and these cases came up, and I was like, wow, that would be awesome if it could fit some trade paperbacks. So I ordered one, I got it, and it was perfect size. And I was like, oh, this needs to be like, we're doing the collector cases, but I need to do something to outdo that. And that was this.
Yeah, that would have sucked if you'd ordered them all in advance and then the book stuck up like a quarter of an inch. Like, oh.
Yeah, no. I had to make sure it fit before I ordered it. Even though it gave the measurements, I was like, no, I want to make sure for myself that the books actually fit in there.
Now, have you done this on previous campaigns or?
No, this is the first time we've done this.
That is, it's definitely cool. I don't think anybody's done anything like this before on any other campaign. And I've seen some pretty creative boxings of things. And you got the minifigure, and of course they're gone because you got 240 backers. And
yeah, they were gone in the first less than the first day. So yeah, people really dug it the first time I did it. So it's like, oh, I'll bring it back one more time. I think I can't do another mini Moral Compass figure. I have to move on to something else after this.
Well, yeah, you've got to have a USAssassin.
Yeah, they're a little harder to get to get made. So, the company that I work with, they can do humans real well, but when you get into characters that have like hoods and gear and stuff, then it gets a little tricky. But I'm trying to figure a way around it.
Got to be something you can do.
Yeah.
Because they make hoods now at that other brick making company that kind of started the trend.
Yeah.
I really think that we do a Lego brick building a build stream every other Sunday. We have a new kit and we're like laying it out, and somebody else joins us and they have their kit, and we're just building Legos. It's chill time. But I think Lego's missing the boat with their stuff, because they should have a build, and I know the other sites are doing this build a character thing, because they could just have their entire catalog of heads and their entire catalog of bodies, and you could just scroll them vertically, horizontally, until a body lines up that you like, and you're like, click that one right here, and just order those 3 separate pieces and be done.
One of the cool things, I have a young son, so we've been to Legoland a couple times, but they have the create your own figure. They don't have a nice menu you can scroll through. It's just a bunch of loose parts, and you have to dig through the bins to put your character together. But it would be fantastic if they just had a scroll through menu, and you could design whatever character you wanted.
Order the pieces you want, because I've been to the Lego store with my son too, and it's it's a bin full of stuff, but you start looking at it, it's all these 5 or 6 characters, and you just getting a mix of them. I don't know. That's neither here nor there, because no one's going to build a 3,000 piece, U.S. Assassin Lego battle scene. Although now I really want to do one. That would be a fun stream. I could have fun with that. All right, I think we've reached the bottom of the campaign here. So I'm going to just give it one last refresh to see if it's gone up any more. I'm sure it has. I mean, this is going up despite despite this. Actually, no, it didn't move. It didn't move from the 244 backers in the last hour. So we've jinxed you now. We froze. Oh well, you're 15 days in though, and that's midway point. First 30 days.
Yep, first 30 days. Yeah, the campaign's going great.
Okay, so you're good for another 45 days, really.
Yep.
And no in demand, or are you going to go in demand with USAssassin?
No, we'll go in demand. It won't probably be a short in demand though, because all the artwork's done. Mike has drawn all 54 pages to the main story. He's done his mercenary short story. The Bazooka Dog short story is done. We're coloring everything up, and we'll have it lettered at the end of the campaign. But we'll keep it in demand for a while.
I just noticed this, and darn it, I can't get it to fit the page here. But the mercenary cover, he's bursting through and splitting the bifurcated symbol that you put on Mike's cover for Graveyard Shift and USAssassin, and he's just bursting through that whole brick thing. That's a nice touch. So I told Renzo, I showed him Mike's logo that he made. I was like, could you have the mercenary bursting through it? And I thought he would do something giant size X-Men, where the X-Men are smashing through the paper, like it's tearing open. But him doing it as stone and it breaking apart and there's rubble, fantastic. Yeah, it's beautiful. That would be a great lenticular cover.
Oh yeah.
You had the original symbol, turn it, push.
No, that'd be awesome.
For half an hour just watching it explode. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for bringing USAssassin over here. Is there anything about this book that we haven't talked about that you want people to know?
I think we've covered everything. Like I said, the work's all done. So expect. I think I put February 2022 as the estimated. We'll probably have the books out by the end of the year. So Yeah, you'll get it. It's going to be a fast turnaround for us.
Yeah. But I did put it out there, unfortunately for me. If we hit 50,000, everyone gets a free backer board sketch.
Everyone.
Yep.
You realize you've got 250 backers right now.
Oh, I did 300 cards last time, so.
Yeah, he'll do it. But I told Mike if we hit 50,000, that's going to be like 700-800 backers.
Yeah, you're at 21 now with 250, so
Yeah, we'll be well over 500. So,
I mean, my fingers are already ruined, so it's cool.
Holy, jeez, we found our new Doctor Strange. You can do the disco poses, man. So with this book being done and ready to basically hit the printers when you're done, obviously you guys don't wait to start the next book. So what's the next thing you guys are working on right now? Is it another U.S. Assassin, or are you branching off into the other titles?
Yeah, no, USAssassin 4. I sent Mike probably the first 10 or 12 pages of the script.
Yep.
He's laid it out, but he's working on some other things first before he dives into that. But we have our next couple volumes all figured out. So we're a well-oiled machine here.
All right. So U.S. Assassin, codename Kill Switch Win.
Oh, so I don't know how much I want to reveal, but
that means there's something to reveal.
Yeah, just you'll figure it out when you read volume 3.
There you go.
Okay. So there's everything existing in the Poulton verse will be in this book if you watch for it. So.
Maybe not everything, but close to everything.
not the stuff we haven't introduced yet, or is?
Yeah. Everything that's been introduced, there's a good chance it'll pop up.
And this is going to be actually the first appearance also of the mercenary. So.
Yep.
Instant collector's item right there. Especially if like WWE snaps him up, starts becoming an action figure in and of himself. You will want this book, folks. So all you wrestling fans out there, what more reason do you need? And if you love G.I. Joe and you love comics, the link to this is right below, and by fan suggestion, it's also pinned at the top of the chat over there. You got go past Mark's head. It's over in the chat window. Click on it. Pick the tier you want. There's a lot of tiers to pick from, or you can just pick the book and put it all in as add-ons at the very back of it. A lot to read, decent price, some very cool collectibles. Click it. I won't ask you to like the video, because if you don't like me, I can't fix that. But I will ask you to share the video, because I know you like Mark and Mike. So if you'll just share the video and let your friends see it, so they can make up their own minds about whether they want to back this, greatly appreciate it. It helps the algorithm, but more importantly, it helps the creators get their book out in front of more people, which is what we're really here for. So,
and we really appreciate that.
Man, I appreciate you guys. I don't have anything to talk about if you guys don't have to come on here and talk about your comics, because I'm boring. I have nothing in my life. That this is it. This is what I do. So thank you guys for coming on, folks in the chat. Appreciate you being here. We don't have a show without you, so we're glad you're here. And as always, we just hope you had a blast.